My name is Grace, and I am the CEO of Smile Biz LLC, a personal development company that teaches high-performing women how to live a balanced lifestyle to gain a life of peace, prestige, purpose, and prosperity. I'm also a board-certified psychiatric NP, transformational coach, speaker, minister, and a published author. My latest book, A Rose is Still a Rose, is a memoir that illustrates God's redemption and faithfulness. If you dealt with childhood trauma, failed relationships, parental abandonment, or sexual perversion, you will relate to my story and how God can turn it all around. My new book is both transparent and vulnerable, and it will help you take ownership of your narrative and allow God to come in the secret places of your heart to heal and restore you so you can walk out the purpose and the life He called you to live. Purchase your copy of A Rose is Still a Rose today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this evening's broadcast. We are so excited that you are here. I am Natasha Brown Watson. I'm the CEO and publisher at ELOHAI International Publishing and Media, where we have a purpose to partner with kingdom-minded visionaries to share their mission-centered stories. And so tonight, we are going to introduce you to an amazing author. Many of you know her already. That's why you're here. And so what we want to do first is make sure that we are inviting people to this broadcast. So go ahead and invite others. Go ahead and like, share, welcome everyone to the broadcast, and put your congratulations in, because tonight we are going to meet Grace Onuegbu, and she has written a powerful memoir called A Rose is Still a Rose. Before we introduce her, I want to just share a little bit about Grace and the book. So Grace is the CEO of Smile Biz LLC, which is a personal development company where she teaches high-performing women how to live a balanced lifestyle and gain peace, prestige, purpose, and prosperity. She is a board-certified mental health nurse practitioner, a transformational coach, speaker, and published author. Grace is a master at teaching women strategies to reach their goals. And so tonight she is going to really empower you. She's going to be sharing her story of how she just really transformed her life, how God transformed her life. She's going to share her story of deliverance. She's going to be reading some of her book, and she's going to be inviting you all into the conversation as well. We have some special guests and some giveaways tonight, so we want to make sure that you stick around, that you don't go anywhere. Now, before we introduce Grace, I want to just read a little bit about the book to you. And we're going to share her amazing cover one more time as I read just the book description to you. But the book is called A Rose is Still a Rose, Overcoming Your Past to Walk in Freedom. This is a memoir that illustrates Grace's redemption and God's redemption and faithfulness. This transparent and vulnerable book highlights the story of Grace Onuegbu and her process of transformation from a prodigal daughter to a bold and unapologetic voice of healing and transformation. A Rose is Still a Rose confronts the topics of childhood trauma, toxic relationships, parental abandonment, and sexual perversion, and how God can transform even the worst situations into catalysts for deliverance and growth. Most importantly, this inspirational book will help readers take ownership of their own narrative and allow God into the secret places of their hearts to heal wounds, preventing them from walking in true freedom. All right, that was a lot. And so we're going to bring Grace on. But before we do, let me just give you a heads up. Our first giveaway tonight, we're going to be giving away a copy of Grace's book. But here's what we want you to do. We want you to actually begin to order this book right now. We want you to go to Grace's website, order her book. And the first person who orders tonight is going to get another copy of Grace's book. So you're going to be able to read it with a friend. So we want you to order the book and also follow Grace online. We'll tell you more about that giveaway in a moment. But if you want to give a copy of Grace's book away to someone that you love, go ahead and order her book tonight. And actually, what we'll do is do a drawing. We won't make it the first person. We'll do a drawing from all the people who order by the time we do that giveaway. Does that sound good, Grace? Grace is in the background, so we're going to bring her on. Hi, Grace. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. You look beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay, so talk a little bit about your book. Tell us why you wrote it and who is it for?
Whew, ma'am. I didn't want to write this book. I didn't really, the background story, I really did not want to write this book. It truly was God. I was just walking out in obedience. The Lord told me to write this book back in 2019, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. A lot of it had to do with fear. Thank you, Tope. A lot of it had to do with fear. Writing has always been a passion of mine. I've always did it as a child, but actually writing a book itself I was scared to do that. I was afraid that I wasn't going to get it right. I also was worried about what other people would think of me when they actually read my story. Would they change their opinion of me? What would they think about the lifestyle that I lived? It was just very stretching moment for me. So I really didn't want to do it, but God had brought it back to me the following year and was like really serious about me writing this book. And as I started, when I came into agreement with actually walking obedience and get into alignment and writing this book, he sent someone else to give me confirmation. Well, actually, she gave me an open rebuke. She gave me an open rebuke about it. So I knew it was God's will for me to write it, because not only did he reveal the word to me, he sent someone else to confirm the word to me. So that's the reason why I was like, okay, I need to do this. This is serious. And I wrote this book really for lost souls and the brokenhearted. I could definitely identify with heartbreak. I could definitely identify with abandonment issues. I can identify with all that. So I wrote for people who were the lost souls, the brokenhearted, the people that we tend to forget about. It's also for unbelievers. Many people don't believe that God is real. They really don't understand the goodness of God. So I wrote this book to just share with them, like, your life is not too messed up your life is not too messed up for God to meet you where you're at. So I wrote it for unbelievers, for them to really see the manifestation of who God truly is, the nature of who God is. But I also wrote it really for my brothers and sisters in Christ. I think that we have came to a place where we tend to mask a lot of our issues. A lot of people are bound to religiosity. So they just worship God based on, really based on obligation versus truly having a relationship with God. We tend to walk around with a mask. Every time you ask someone, they say, we're blessed and highly favored. They're at church hooting and hollering, right? But they're really still in bondage, right? They really have not had a true encounter with God and really tasted the goodness of who God is. So I wrote this for my brothers and sisters in Christ, for them to understand, like, God will meet you where you're at. God is going to meet you where you no longer have to hide who you are. You no longer have to hide your struggles, right? He wants us to be naked. He wants us to be transparent so he can be able to come to the dark places of our lives and heal us so we can truly walk in deliverance. So I wrote it for unbelievers to be able to see the demonstrations of who God is, the manifestations of the Holy Spirit, so they can truly see that God is real. And for the believers, for those who are still struggling in their relationship with God or hiding behind things, for them to be able to take the mask off and allow God to truly do the miracle signs and wonders in their life, so they can truly walk in who God called them to be and walk in their assignments, in their purpose. So that's the reason why I wrote the book.
I love that. I just see deliverance ministry all over you. If you haven't already started, listen, this book is going to really, really be a catalyst for you to just speak transparently, and also not just you, but to allow readers, those who read your book, who come across you. I just can't wait to see the video clips of you just sharing parts of your testimony in different spaces all around the world, and just seeing your story, just you being open, you being free, you being transparent, is going to break down walls and allow other people to do the same thing. So I'm just excited and just so blessed to have walked a little part of this ending path with you as you have published this amazing book. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and if you have not shared this broadcast yet, I need you to share it. But here's what I want you to do. We want you to be intentional tonight, because this isn't just any book release. As you can see, there's a subtitle on this book, and it says Overcoming Your Past to Walk in Freedom. So sometimes, our past, childhood trauma, rejection, promiscuity, toxic relationship, abusive relationships, negative outcomes, self-esteem issues, self-worth, personal self-identity issues, whatever that is in your past, this book right here is so real. And Grace is so open in sharing the things that she went through. But not only did she go through it, she has overcome it. God has allowed her to be an overcomer, and now he's using her. He has partnered with her for his glory, so that other people can also be delivered and he can be glorified. So go ahead and get intentional, share this broadcast, and purchase a copy of this book for those that you love. Somebody, a sister in Christ, a brother in Christ, someone who doesn't know Christ. Purchase a copy, because this book is going to really help them out. Grace, talk to me about your writing process, and then we're going to bring on our first guest. How did you, I know Holy Spirit probably took over your hands.
Listen, he did. I asked him, you're going to have to write this, because I don't know.
And show the book. Do you have the book with you?
Yeah, I have the book. Yes.
Okay, show it, because it's not a small book, y'all. This is a meaty, it's some substance to it. So you're not going to just be reading a little pamphlet now. You're going to be reading a lot. And she takes you through this journey. And the beginning of your journey, Grace, it's beautiful to me, because you're meeting people, a lot of people right where they are right now. And you even talk about, being that teenager, that rebellious teenager, and how even as a teenager being rebellious, how that kind of followed you into your adulthood. And I know that so many people can relate to that. You start off and it kind of follows you, and then not until that cycle is broken is it really broken, and can you live in freedom.
Right. Yeah, exactly what you said. God designed me to be a storyteller. That's one of my gifts. And so I really wanted to write in a way where it was visually can see, that people can actually feel my pain, can feel my sadness, can feel my happiness, all those emotions. So I wanted to write in a way where people can actually be like, see, relate to what I'm going through, because they went through it. You know, they might have gone through it or know someone that gone through it, but they can actually visually see what's happening. Like they can see themselves in the scene. So the writing process, God actually gave me an outline. I knew it was going to be a memoir. So I wanted to kind of start where the first traumatic experience I had, because that actually catapulted everything else I went through. So that first traumatic experience I had as a child was where I wanted to start at, you know, to show, okay, this is where the cycle began of my dysfunctional lifestyle that I had, and the behaviors of my mindset. That's where it started. So I knew it was going to be a chronological order. So I really had to, I'll be honest with you, I went through spiritual warfare writing this book, because although God had healed me of those things, but remembering some of those things, like really trying to get to the details of those things, it was like some moments I had to put it down and come back to it. Some moments I was tearful. Some moments I was like, oh, I remember that memory. That was a good memory. And some moments was just hard to really put it into words, what I went through. So when people read my book, y'all really seeing the sweat, blood, and tears that I went through. I went through a lot to write this book, you know, and sometimes I felt like I don't even want to do this. You know, sometimes we get like that as believers. We come into agreement with what God's called us to do. But when it starts getting hard, like, God, like, I didn't ask for all this. Like, you didn't tell me it's going to be like this. So that's how the process was for me. So I had the chronological outline done. Then I asked God to fill in the details for me. But it was hard to write. It was hard to write because some of those moments I didn't want to remember again. Some of those moments I didn't want to remember again. So it was difficult to do that. Hey, y'all. My family's here, y'all.
Oh,
I told them to come to the basement. I don't know why they sneaking in. So, yeah.
Let's invite your sister Crystal on. Crystal has been walking with you on your faith journey. She supports you, holds you accountable, and you call her a safe place for you to unload your fears and your frustrations, your losses and your wins. So we're going to bring Crystal on right now. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited for Grace. I'm so excited to see her blossom with this launch. It's amazing.
Yes. Have you read any of the books so far?
Oh, yeah, I read the whole thing. I read the whole thing. Yes. That is a page where you will not put it down at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with you. Okay, so I didn't prepare you for this, Crystal, but if you could ask Grace one thing about this journey that she's been on, and even just becoming an author, you've walked this journey with her. Something that'll reveal a little bit more about Grace in the book to the audience.
I would ask, how did you overcome that fear of being naked? Because like you said, a lot of us go through traumas, but part of freedom is our testimony. So for those who are reading and looking for hope and know that that's a part of it, being able to share, how did you overcome that fear of, you know, what is the world going to say? What is my family and my friends going to say? And power forward with what God asked you to do?
That's a good question. I just started sharing a little bit of things because you follow me on social media. Before I even started writing this book, I would just share a little bit of some stuff about myself, you know, just to see what the response is going to be. Because I knew I had to change my mindset and knew that it was bigger than me. So it was a mindset thing. I had to like, okay, it's bigger than me. is not Grace's story per se. This is something to help other people. So I had to change how I was thinking about it. And then I just started sharing little about a little. You don't have to tell your whole life story, but you do have to find a safe place where you can just be vulnerable. So, with you guys, my circle, I share with you guys, and these things actually prepared me to be able to, launch in this book, because when I share with you guys or share whoever, I share a little bit of myself online, then I kind of got some of the nervousness out, like, okay, well, either, as you and I always say, either you're going to go big or go home, right? So I'm like, there's no half-stepping. Ain't no half-stepping. So I'm like, so that's how God dealt with me about it. Me just realizing it's bigger than me. It ain't about Grace, right? It's not about Grace. And then I just started sharing with people little by little. And that's how it kind of like, I got over the fear.
That's so good. And I guess a follow-up question would be, knowing what you know now, what would you say to yourself or to someone else who's kind of starting the journey, because we can't see or even fathom what freedom looks like, or, what deliverance looks like at that point. What would you say to encourage them?
I would say for them to stay true to themselves, stick with your truth. I think too many times we bend over backwards just to please other people. We worry about people's opinion of us, which is a natural thing. That's the human part of us, the humanity, the flesh part of us. But I say stick with, be your authentic self. God does not make any type of mistakes, period. And I feel like there's no season that's wasted. There's no experience that is wasted. It is for your own good. So clearly we see the beginning while God sees the end of things, but just stick with the present moment. Be your authentic self, and don't allow anyone to make you feel like you were a mistake. Don't allow anyone to make you feel like, your past is too dirty. You were just too, I like to say, too ratchet for the Lord to come and deliver you, because sis was ratchet. Okay. So don't allow that. So just be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. You're not a mistake. And then get a community. It's so important to get a community. I think sometimes we want to do these things on our own because we don't want to give people the space and permission to speak into our life, right? So, get a community. It doesn't matter if it's one or two people. Find someone that you can trust and you can build a friendship with, build a relationship with, so you can be open to them. So you can't do this by yourself. You cannot do this by yourself. So those things are what I would tell you to do. Be your authentic self, realize who God created you to be. You're not a mistake, and get a community. Those things will help you.
That's so good. That's so good. Okay, so Crystal, what was your favorite part of Grace's book?
I don't have a favorite chapter. I think what I love the most is, even in my healed state of where I am right now, it still challenged me to accept pieces of myself. I think there are parts of us that we're comfortable sharing, that, some traumas, but there are some things that we are really ashamed of or aren't socially acceptable. So it really challenged me still to say, this is what happened. I couldn't control it, but God can still do something with it. And I don't have to carry that baggage around. I don't have to walk in shame with it. So I just loved her authenticity, that she left nothing on the table. There's nothing that someone can use for her downfall or to shame her, because she's really placed it all before God and allowed him to really make it beautiful, beauty for ashes. So that really spoke to me, even at 35 and doing some of the work myself with God. There's always more unveiling he can do.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Grace is telling her own story, and no one else can bring it back up against her. I love that. And it's not just that she's sharing her story, but first she bared it before God. I love that, Crystal, that you pointed that part out. Bear yourself before God first. So can you stick around for a moment, Crystal?
Yeah.
Okay. So Grace, what we're going to do is have you read some of your book. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on. Everybody, if you're ready, listen, we need some excitement here. Listen, if are ready to hear some of Grace's book. This is her first time ever reading it in a public space. This is her virtual book launch. If you're ready, we need some excitement in the chat room. Go ahead and type ready. I'm going to type ready because I'm ready, okay? Because I've read the book in my head, right? I've read it, but to hear you read it, I'm excited. Okay, so I need everybody to get just
how much you want me to read? How much you're reading of this book?
Read maybe 2 pages. Is that okay? Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, everyone's saying they're ready. They're ready. I'm ready.
Everybody say y'all ready, y'all ready, y'all ready. Okay.
They're ready. Marcia has a hands up. Danny is like, let's go, Grace.
Let's go.
I'm proud of you.
All right. So chapter 2, this is called The Yellow House. As I walked up the steps, all I could think of was how huge and bright yellow this house was. If you have ever seen the movie Gone with the Wind, then you understand what a plantation house looks like. My siblings and I called our new home the Yellow House, but it was a shelter for battered women and their children. I do not have many memories of our time there. Maybe they're repressed. However, I did remember that I could not talk to my father. I was not allowed to call him, and he could not know where we were. In the beginning, I could not understand why. He was my father. Shouldn't he have known where his kids were? It was explained to me that this is where women went to get away from men who wanted to hurt them. So my father could never know where we were. I saw how angry my father was, but I was not convinced that he could ever hurt us. Even at a young age, I realized that my father could never hurt us, but some kids were there whose dads could hurt them. Although I accepted the reality, I was angry at my dad. Rejection rooted in my heart even deeper. In a twisted way, I felt my dad did not even try to look for us and had given up on his family. I carried that bitterness and rejection for many years to come, but let me not get ahead of myself. It was interesting living in the Yellow House. Each family had their own rooms, but we shared common areas like the kitchen, the living room. We shared chores, and for the first time, it hit me that my mom was now a single mother. I know for a fact that this is where my passion for women, specifically single moms and their children, came from. Building friendships in the house was challenging because once you made a friend, they will move out the house. They either found their own home or with the help of the staff, they found a home. I was so used to people leaving my life, it became normalized in my mind. So many patterns of dysfunction were in my life that started to take root in my mind and heart. The shelter was a safe place to live. During Christmas, each family had to submit a list of things they wanted. I received many gifts from different donors. Even though I experienced things no child should have to witness, I still was a child, gleeful over gifts. It never dawned on me to question my mom about how she felt. Honestly, I have never asked her until today. We lived in a shelter for so long, I thought it was our permanent home. But my mother got back on her feet and we moved to an apartment in Garner, North Carolina, outside of Raleigh. I was in 5th grade when we moved into our new home. Many of the apartments down south were huge in comparison to living up north. Our apartment had 3 bedrooms with a separate living room and a balcony. It was massive because only 4 apartments were in the building. My mom worked and went to school, which left me responsible for my younger siblings. On the weekends, my mother would send us to the neighbors right across the hall from us. Some weekends, we would spend time with them at their grandmother's house in the hood. The hood in that area did not look like the hood in Baltimore, Maryland. Nevertheless, it was not the Beverly Hills nor the Hamptons, but I did remember summertime was fun. All right, you guys. That's a little piece of my book.
Okay, can you hear the round of applause?
Yes!
Yes. Okay, we're so excited. You hear all the people just...
Yeah, Latika said, come on, read it again, girl.
Listen, that was good. I like that chapter, The Yellow House. It's like, no, don't stop.
Y'all go get the book. Go get the book.
Get the book. Listen. Okay, we're almost at our first giveaway, y'all. We just have a few more minutes until our first giveaway. So you want to make sure your name is in the running. Anybody who has ordered the book so far tonight is going to go into the drawing to win a copy of this book. So you're going to order a copy, but we're going to give you another copy. All right. So we'll tell you more about that giveaway in just one moment, but go ahead and get your name in the running by ordering a copy of Grace's book, because we want you to be able to read it with friends and share notes and talk to each other, form a book club. Okay, Crystal, what are your thoughts about that chapter? Now, were you in Grace's life at that time? And yeah, what's your thoughts? No.
So Grace and I have known each other for 2 years now. But that chapter really touched me. I don't think that we grasp how much our relationship with our parents can really be a catalyst for our future relationships and change the trajectory of our lives. And so, just hearing that she understood that there was no physical danger, but there was still a disconnect, and how she recognized that it did affect her relationships. It gives us pause that we need to think about our own lives and consider, where we might feel empty, or where we might feel abandoned, because that's a place where we need to allow God to heal us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wise words. Thank you so much, Crystal. Before you go, did you want to share any last words before you go tonight?
Yes. Well, I'm so proud of you. I just love that you went past your fear, went past what people had to say, and really became the rose that God called you to be. And you're shining for the world, and that you're encouraging others. And for those of you, I know we're coming towards the end of the year. This is a season where people want to, change. We're reflective of our lives. Get this book and allow it to encourage you, fuel you. So as you come into the new year, you come in with a fresh perspective, with a new understanding of the Holy Spirit and your relationship with God, so that your story next year can begin to look the same, so that you can have improvements and freedom, just like Grace.
Wow, beautiful.
You're gonna make me cry tonight.
Listen, she needs to be your PR lady. Okay.
Listen.
like
are you having words?
We need you on our team. Listen, those are good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everything Crystal just said.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ditto.
Thank you,
Crystal. Thank you so much.
Have a good night. Oh, that was awesome. Okay, so you guys, we're almost at our first giveaway. So make sure you're getting your name in the running by ordering a copy of Grace's book at smilebizllc.com. Also, share this broadcast and your stories. Go ahead and take some video. What we're going to do is do a pause for a video or a snapshot, a screenshot break. So we're going to just make Grace really big on your screen right now, and she's going to smile, and you guys are going to go ahead and snap a screenshot of her, okay? And then you're gonna post it in your stories and tag Grace at Woman Arise Academy. And what's your other account, Grace?
Instagram at Miss Grace Onuegbu.
Okay.
Yes, Grace Onuegbu. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna make Grace big. Okay, so y'all just go ahead and snap your screenshots of her. Go ahead and put her in your stories. Congratulations, Grace! A rose is still a rose. Yes. Okay, come on, 10 more seconds, Grace, of that beautiful smile. Yes. We are here for a rose is still a rose, overcoming your past to walk in freedom. Okay, so we need all of your energy. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to look at a book review now, because many people have sent in some really great reviews so far about this book, and we expect all of you all who are ordering tonight and who have already pre-ordered to also add your book review to the collection. It'll be on Amazon and Barnes and Noble soon, and you can also put your book review on social media. So let's see our first book review from Latika Vines. It says, if you ever experience rejection and abandonment and want to learn how to overcome, this is a great book to read, to learn how one woman was able to get through. She shares her real struggles and how she was able to turn them around. It's not a spiritual book, it's a real life book. Wow, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because sometimes it could be real spiritual, and then a lot of times you may not be able to apply it to your life. But this book is a combination, and it's real life. It really does like show the steps that Grace took to overcome so much toxicity from the past. And I hope you don't mind me saying that, Grace. But
I don't mind. It's true.
Through.
It's truth.
We all been through it. Yes. So, okay, now it's time for our first giveaway. You guys have heard about it already. So we want to thank y'all for participating in this giveaway. But for the first giveaway, what we're going to do is purchase a copy. Those of you who can, go to smilebizllc.com, purchase a copy, and follow Grace on Instagram at Woman Arise Academy. Okay, so if you've already purchased tonight, and for those of you who purchased beforehand, we're gonna get to you too, because Grace has a giveaway for those who purchased beforehand, before tonight. But right now, this is specifically for those of you who are gonna order the book tonight. Okay, and those of you who already have. And so for those of you who can, go ahead and order a copy on Grace's website, and then you're going to follow her on Instagram. And what we're going to do in about 2 minutes, Grace is going to tell us a name of someone, okay? Yes. Who orders tonight, and we're going to announce the winner online. Okay, and let's see here. So we're gonna keep it moving tonight, and we are going to show another video of Grace. Okay, of Grace just speaking about her book.
Being a disciple of Christ is not an easy feat. The word tells us to take up our cross daily and follow Christ. This requires us to die to our flesh. But what happens when your flesh is on fire? How do you quench that fire? Although I've been saved since childhood, I did not have an intimate relationship with God until 3 years ago. In the book, I discuss struggling with sexual perversion. There's this misconception that as believers, we do not go through internal struggles, whether it's mental health issues, addiction to pornography, substance use problems, or something else. But we do. And A Rose is Still a Rose sheds light on these struggles that many use religion to hide behind. Get your copy today.
Beautiful. Listen, I'm just excited for your future, ma'am, because you're just such a great speaker, and just as you speak about this book, it's like drawing me in. Okay, I'm already ready, but I want to go and buy copies for everybody. Listen, this is so good.
Thank you.
Okay, Grace. Let's pause for a call. So I know we've been kind of going, but I want to just stop for a minute. How do you feel now publishing your memoir? Like, I know you have another book out, but this is your story. So how does this feel now to even be here tonight after this journey of writing and publishing and marketing, and now you're finally here?
It's unbelievable. I remember I shared a video on Facebook yesterday. It just feels so real. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, wow, like God giving you a vision, and you don't really know how it's going to pan out. You really don't know. He doesn't give you the whole blueprint, but he just gave me and I just ran with it, with his direction. So I'm excited. To be honest with you, I already know that this is going to be national. He already gave me that word. So I already know it's going to be something that's going to, help so many people. So I'm just excited with what he's going to do with it. I'm excited what's going to come from it. I always tell my friends, y'all going to see me on somebody's couch. Okay. Y'all heard it today prophetically. Yeah. So, I'm just excited. I'm so excited what he's going to do. I don't even have any words to say. I'm just happy. I'm just happy he's finally here. Yes.
I'm happy for you too. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're winding down to the hour. However, we have a giveaway. So did you pick our first name yet?
Yeah. For the first one, actually, the first one was actually Courtney, but I don't know if she's on tonight.
Courtney, are you here? Courtney, last name?
Courtney, let me pull her up. Courtney Singleton.
Courtney Singleton. Now, was Courtney the first? Was she the first person who ordered?
She's the first person to order tonight.
Okay. Courtney was the first person. So she's the winner of our first giveaway. Yes. Congratulations, Courtney Singleton. If you are here, let us know. Drop a line in the chat room. Hopefully you're still here. But we thank you so much for that. And we're going to send you not only the copy you purchased, but we'll send you another copy of Grace's book as well so that you can share. So thank you so much for sharing and also following Grace online. Congratulations. Okay, are we ready for our second guest, Tiffany? So we're going to bring in Tiffany Ford. Tiffany is Grace's childhood friend who they've reconnected, but she's been also on this journey with Grace, and she's a co-laborer. I love that word, co-laborer in ministry. She can attest firsthand of Grace's upbringing and how it played a major factor in who she is today. And she's also seen a lot of the changes that God has made in Grace's life and her heart and her desires, her ministry, her business, her whole life changed. And so we're super excited to welcome Tiffany on tonight. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. I love your energy.
Thank you.
Okay, tell us about your good friend, Grace.
Oh my gosh. She is such a beautiful person inside and out. What you see with Grace is what you get. There is no sugarcoating. She does not hide behind falsehoods. She is so transparent, so real, so honest, so pure, so raw. And I just love her to pieces. And I am just ecstatic about this book release. Congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
So yes, yeah. Grace is an amazing person to be on your team and in your corner. Definitely.
Sorry, I was talking. I didn't realize I was on mute. Okay, so I was asking. That is so awesome. I love that you have been around for a while. And so, do we read about Tiffany? Because you didn't put names in your book. So, is Tiffany one of the friends in your book? No. Okay.
I didn't start. Yeah, I didn't start with no.
Okay.
She's at the end though.
Okay.
The acknowledgements.
Okay, perfect. Okay. I was just wondering, I'm trying to put faces with names now. There's a lot going on in that book.
See how people do?
Was she one of the roommates or what?
That's how she started the pot. I love it.
Listen, you guys have to get the book so you can read about the roommate, okay?
The roommate
is not me.
Listen, I thought I had roommate stories now for days now. You have the roommate stories. Okay, you have the tea. You take the cake with roommate stories. All right.
Definitely.
Not the roommates, right? Okay. Grace, why did you want Tiffany to come on board and be a part of this special night?
Well, Tiffany's known me since middle school. Our story is very unique and supernatural because although she's known me since middle school, we didn't keep in touch for a long time. I know we were friends on Facebook, but God's put us in a journey too. So when he, she was praying to connect with other women. I was praying for God to bring more friends, godly friends. So we were both each other's answered prayers. And she really walks me even now in the journey that God's got me. And I'm like, oh, I ain't trying to do this. She even, she walks me through, the spiritual giftings he has given me, and just ministry, just being a good friend, just someone outside of us, being aligned in ministry. She's just a good friend and someone I can talk to and be transparent with, and just hold me accountable and I hold her accountable. And she always sends me these faces, but I don't care because I'm still gonna say it anyway. And we both help each other in that regard. So I'm very thankful. I'm really, really thankful for her.
Oh, love it. Okay, talk to me, ladies, about the ministry and the work that you all do together.
Okay, so I have this group called Mirage Tribe, and I actually started the group because I have a coaching program that I'm going to be relaunching. Just putting a shameful plug, relaunching next year. And through the tribe, through the program, I did a challenge, and I started a Facebook group called Mirage Tribe, and it's like a community, a sisterhood of women. We all have different walks of life, but the whole goal is for us to build a community, sisterhood. A lot of times we, in the society we live in, sometimes people can see their fellow friend or women they come across as competition, but that's not what it is about, right? It's about connections. It's about building. So I started Women Around Tribe to help the women grow in personal development, also really help them grow spiritually. That is the foundation, is our spiritual walk. And Tiffany, I brought Tiffany on board to help me because we both love to pray and we believe in intercession. So she came in to help me intercede on behalf of these women through prayer, just to get the women engaged, for us to build this community. And the vision I see for Women Around Tribe is we both are builders. We love building people and sending them on their purpose and their assignments. So our vision is really to build a community where we can help these women actually discover their identity in Christ and start walking in their authority, and realize who they are in the kingdom, so they can walk in their purpose and they can work on their assignments and go bring other women. So we're both builders. That's what God created us to do, is build people up and send them on their way. So that's pretty much what we do in the community, is to help these women grow all around. So.
And Tiffany, I know you were going to share something too. Is there anything on your heart that you want to share?
Yes, I was going to say that doing ministry with Grace she makes it so easy. I love the fact that she can truly showcase the fact that whatever God puts inside of you, he can use it for his good, for his will, for what he desires for your life to impact others. And going back to our childhood, I used to say Grace is mean, but she was just always so vocal and not just no nonsense. She did not play games with anybody, and nobody was going to play games with her. And it's amazing to see how God is using that even to this day with her in ministry. And it just shows forth how no matter what it is that you have, what characteristics you have, your personality styles, God can still use it. He can turn it and use it in love to draw people unto him. And so that's one of the things that I really love about her. And it's one of the things that I love about the ministry that she puts out there, because you can't say that you feel like you don't belong when you have someone that's showing you, hey, I'm not perfect, but I'm still striving, and you can do the same things that I do as well.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love how you said, God can use everything that's in us, every part of our personality. And many of those speakers, the famous speakers, and we're going to prophesy that over you tonight, Grace, the big time speakers that you see were the the teachers told us that we talk too much, you know what I mean? Or we were insubordinate, but now we're the bold voices. And so even as we think about children now and like what adults are saying to children, this is just making me think about that, you know what I mean? Because this book does start when Grace was, a child, and the things that she went through could have hindered her. It could have stopped her, could have silenced her, but instead she was able to use everything by grace of God to really, really help others who might be going through what she went through and other things as well. So that's awesome. And so congratulations and kudos to both of you all on the work in building women and others. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you want to share anything else, Tiffany, before you wrap up tonight?
Yes, I want to say you guys better be on the lookout for Grace because she is not done. She is just getting started. God is going to continue to blow her mind as He grows her and stretches her and uses her. And I believe that everyone that is connected to her won't have a choice but to continue to grow and stretch as well. So be on the lookout. And if you want to be connected, please connect, even if it's just to have someone to pray and intercede over you. If you just need an encouraging word from time to time, but most importantly, get the book. I'm telling you, it's going to be worth every word that you read and every page that you turn. Congratulations again, Grace. I love
Thank
you.
you. My friends are so amazing. I love y'all.
Love you
Oh.
more.
All right. Good night, Tiffany.
Good night.
All right. How amazing is that? I just love that. Grace, how can people connect with you and the Woman Arise Academy and your group on Facebook?
So Mirage Tribe, they can just look us up on Facebook and just request to join. And Tiffany or I, or we're trying to bring other people in as well, can accept you, and you just get in. There's nothing really to that. As far as Women's Academy, if you go to my website, smilebizloc.com, there's a section that says work with us. There is a join the waiting list. So you can subscribe through there. So you'll join the waiting list. So when it's time for me to reopen the academy, then of course you'll get the exclusive access to be able to apply to the academy. So that is on my website. So you can connect there as well.
Awesome. Okay, Grace. And so before we close out and before we share our last giveaway, can you talk a little bit about what was I going to have? Smile Biz LLC.
Yeah.
It's an acronym. What does it mean? And why did you start the book? You talk about this in the book, but share a little bit about that.
Yeah. Smile Biz stands for Single Moms of Incredibly Living Empowered. When I started Smile Biz, it wasn't even supposed to be any type of business. I actually started as a Christian blogger. When I had rededicated my life to God in 2018, He started touching my heart to start really a single mom's ministry, really to write. I was just writing really to just get my thoughts out. I wasn't really thinking of anything about it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start blogging and use Bible stories because, I know not many people have access or may even have picked up the Bible to read. And I just wanted them the opportunity to see God in a new way. So I would write Bible stories, but I would use biblical principles and practical strategies to kind of help women deal with maybe anxiety, depression, lack of self-worth, acceptance, rejection, all those different things. And it kind of like took off. Like I didn't expect anything from it. I didn't expect anyone to read it or anything. I didn't know nothing about blogging. But I did that, and then I started. My brother-in-law actually started talking to me about podcasting. So I went to do podcasting, and I used, I would talk Bible stories and kind of teach messages through podcasting. Biblical messages through podcasting and ministering in that aspect. So I did that. And then at the end of 2019, into 2018 into 2019, I was asking God, well, what do you want me to do with Smile Biz? Because you asked me I started blogging, podcasting. And then that's when He told me that I need to turn into a business. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm about to be an MP. I did not sign up for that. No, sir. So it was all alignment. He sent me the right people to help coach me. And it's really God's will for me to do it. So it started from a blog to a business. So that's how Smile Biz came about. Oh, you all.
I love that. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to show a video And then, so everyone stick around, and then Grace is going to announce the winner of the second giveaway. And then we're going to begin to wrap up. We have another book review too. I told you all we had some stuff, some goodies for you all tonight. A lot of great content. Listen, I know many of you just want to hear Grace read more of her book, but guess what? You have to get the book, okay? You have to get the book, and we want you to even book Grace to speak on your platforms. Book her to read and come to your book club meetings if you're having virtual meetings across the world, or if you want to fly her into your city. We want you to just engage with this book, engage with Grace and her ministry. She ministers to single moms and women, period. And even men will benefit from this book as well. So let's show another video of Grace speaking about the book.
I did not have a true encounter with God until 3 years ago. In fact, I met God on my bedroom floor for the first time in all the years I have been saved. My latest book talks about how I operated in a religious and rebellious spirit, and it highlights the process in which it took to bring me back to walking in my faith unapologetically. I was living the life of a prodigal and not living a life that brought God the glory. A rose is still a rose shows the nature of who God is, and no matter where you are in life, God will meet you if you allow him to. My story is an example of what redemption looks like. Get your copy of my latest book, A Rose is Still a Rose.
Okay. So that is another video from Grace speaking about her book, A Rose is Still a Rose. And you guys can get her book at smilebizllc.com. All right, Grace. So tell us about the last giveaway and who is our winner.
Yes, I don't know if she's on, but yes, the last giveaway is an Amazon raffle prize. So this was for the first person who actually pre-ordered the book before the book launch, and it's Miss Nakia Monet. That's what she goes on Facebook. So I don't know if she's on. I don't see her in the chat. So, but I'll definitely reach out to her.
Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations to her. Awesome. Okay, so let's look at one more comment about your book. Again, congratulations on getting so many reviews, for getting a lot of great feedback, and even just for getting this book out. I love your cover. Your photos are fire. And so Grace just did a really great job with just her vision, and it was just such a pleasure to work with you. Let's look at this last book review, all, and I want you all to be visiting this website, Smile Biz LLC, to order. Marlene says, wow, the author is such an awesome storyteller. I was actually on the edge of my seat as she described the things she experienced. It's like I was actually there. That is how real she made it. I also loved how transparent she was and that she did not hold back anything. Yes, that's so true. That's so good. Yes. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Good job, Grace, on just putting together such an amazing book. All right, let's give you the floor. Share from your heart before we go tonight.
All right. I just want to thank everybody. You could have been anywhere tonight, but you was here. So I just want to first thank everybody in the comments, everyone who reshared, anyone who was sharing my content. I just want to thank you so much. In the stories, whatever you did, nothing is too small. And from the bottom of our heart, I just want to thank you. I don't want to miss anything, so I'm going to kind of read a little bit off my sheet here, okay? As I said, I want to thank everyone for attending the book launch today. I really appreciate you guys. I'm just overwhelmed with joy. I'm sure y'all seen it in my face. I'm just overwhelmed with joy. I'm just so grateful to God. He wastes nothing. He really doesn't. I just am so grateful to God. I want to thank ELOHAI and their team for helping me not just only publish my book, but also beautifully put this event together. It felt like a burden was lifted off my shoulders regarding publishing my book. I'm just so thankful to them. I didn't have to worry about anything. They were responsive, even with the emails, the communication, everything was on point. And I just want to thank you guys. You guys really made this process so smooth and so easy. So I'm so appreciative of you guys. If you guys are trying to listen, y'all writing a book, whatever y'all trying to do, I'm telling y'all, connect with Natasha and her team for sure. Also, I want to say, when God gives you a vision, just run with it. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in what other people think, and we get so caught up in we feel like we're not capable of doing it. We allow doubt, we allow fear, we allow frustration to hold us back. And that's what the enemy wants. He doesn't want you to walk in your purpose. He doesn't want you to walk in your God-given assignments. So don't allow that to discourage you. Don't allow that to keep you from doing what he's called you to do. You just got to start. You just got to start. He's not going to give you the whole blueprint. And it's not, as they say, Rome was not built in a day. But if you don't start where you at, you're never going to get to the finish line. So you have to start from somewhere. Start with what he's giving you. Start with what he gives you in your hand. Whatever is it he's giving you to do, whatever it is, the word tells us, do not despise small beginnings. Okay, do not despise small beginnings. You go ahead and start with whatever he gives you. Trust me, that seed that you planted will turn into a mighty oak tree. Okay, but you got to plant it. You got to plant it. You got to cultivate it. The seed is not going to grow until you put it in the ground and start watering it and start cultivating it. It's going to grow, but you have to start somewhere. Also, the word tells us, whatever you do, work it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not human masters. This is a twofold. We must operate with the right intentions, with understanding that the vision is for the glory of God. So what other people think about what God has assigned to you does not even matter, because God called you. God called you, not man. So you follow whatever instructions he gave you. You follow the last instructions he gave you. Then you walk out in the boldness. Walk out in the boldness. Understand you have authority. Okay. He's giving you authority. So walk out in the boldness to do whatever he asks you to do, and he will see you through. All right. That's all I got for you guys.
Awesome. As you can see, the chat is blowing up. Crystal said, God called you. Asamari is saying, this is amazing. We have someone who said this, he wastes nothing. You're getting hearts. That was beautiful, Grace. And it was a pleasure to work with you. Again, I'm just so happy for you. I'm going to be like your stalker online. Probably just like, so just don't mind me. I'm just going to be the little stalker in the background, sharing all your stuff, telling people about you. I just really do hope that people just grab on. And I just declare that they will. And, you know, you have our prayers as you go forth and really connect. Y'all, this book is a connection tool. So if you have a ministry, if you have a organization, and you need a powerful speaker, you need powerful content. If you're thinking about a group program, a small group for women or men, if you're thinking about a way to connect generations and even minister to young girls or born and really give girls wisdom, young ladies wisdom before they make some of the mistakes that some of us have to make and then relearn and redo, not redo, but, you know, kind of overcome. If you're trying to just help young women as well before they go on the wrong path, this book is going to also be a tool, a resource for you. So we hope that you would go to smilebizllc.com and order this book today. Grace, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been such a pleasure, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Okay, everyone. I hope that you all have enjoyed tonight's broadcast, tonight's book launch of A Rose is Still a Rose, Overcoming Your Past to Walk in Freedom. And our beautiful author, Grace, she's just so amazing. This has been awesome. Keep the comments coming, y'all, because I just want Grace to be able to look back at this video and just see all of the love that you guys have shown her tonight. So go ahead and keep typing as I'm talking. Again, you can order Grace's book at Smile Biz smilebizllc.com. Engage with her. Don't just order one copy, guys. Order a copy for your family, for the women and the men in your family, for the couples, just get this book out there. If you love Grace, go ahead and support her. Go ahead and buy this book. Listen, if you need help with your own story, writing your story, sharing your wisdom, getting your message out to the world, reach out to us at ELOHAI International Publishing and Media. We have a purpose by God to partner with kingdom-minded visionaries to share their mission-centered stories. So we advance the gospel through books, media, and mission. So it's always a pleasure to work with authors who are sharing their stories. Okay, we are going to sign off. We thank you all for coming. Make sure if you have tuned in, whether you're on a Woman Arise Academy or Smile Biz platforms or ELOHAI International platforms, make sure that you're liking us. Make sure that you're subscribing so that you can stay connected with all of the content. And for all of you women out there, go to Facebook and search Woman Arise Tribe and join Grace and her amazing community as they pour into women in the Woman Arise Tribe. This has been such a beautiful night, and we look forward to seeing you at the next book launch event.